Hello everybody and welcome to Fuzzy Love Knots episode 7. 7? It's kind of crazy. I think I say that every week, that it's crazy. But welcome. My name is Nina and you can find me on Instagram as nlafontaine. You can find me on Ravelry as Fuzzy Love Knots, and there is a group for the podcast. So if you go to Ravelry and search in the groups tab for Fuzzy Love Knots, you can find us there also. And we'd love to have you there. So I'm sorry I wasn't here. I didn't record last week. My husband was gone. And there's a few days I wasn't feeling well. And that really lovely construction that's been going on a block over just turned the corner and is now right in front of our building. So this whole week when I've been trying to record, every time I'm like, oh, I'll record right now, they like start drilling and it's horrible. So I have a quiet time right now, so I decided to record. Because as soon as they stop and go home, now that the seasons have changed, it's too dark in my room, in my house, to record. And I don't like to record with the lights on. But I'm here now, and fall is here also. Look how pretty these colors are. And some of them are really dark. I just picked these up outside because I thought they were so lovely. So fall is here. I'm wearing a cardigan today and a shawl. And it's getting cooler outside. I'm still wearing sandals though because I avoid wearing shoes unless it's like raining outside. I'm totally a sandals person. But yes, still sandals. But I'm wearing jeans. I'm in jeans and stuff. And I have a shawl on, which is nice. This is, it is the Topography Kerchief. And I knit it out of a Pima cotton and silk blend. And it's by Melissa of Hey Lady Hey. I can't say her last name. I'll totally butcher it and I'll feel awful. But that is the Ravelry page for it. There, now it's in focus. If you wanted to check it out. It's a really great shawl, kerchief, shawlette. It's a way as you go. So you knit till you're about halfway, 50% of your skein, and then you knit the border. But I love it. It's like the perfect size for, perfect size for wearing it kerchief style, which is how I wear my shawls most of the time. And because it's silk and cotton, it's like perfect for days like today, where I just want like a little something on, But yeah. So, I have made a little bit of progress on some of my projects. So I'll show you those real quick before we get into all the enabling. It's not really enabling because most of you probably aren't going to be able to purchase these items, but they might inspire you to purchase some items. So I guess it's still enabling. Okay, so I have one finished item this week, and it is my husband's sock. I finished it while he was gone, and I didn't want to start the other one until I was sure that this one fit. Because it is a half alpaca yarn, it's not like a super, the fabric itself has stretch, but it's not like a springy yarn. So I wanted him to try on this one before I knit the other one to make sure it fit. I did an afterthought heel. And I think I decreased the heel down to like 13 stitches. I wrote it down. But, yeah. And it fits in perfectly. And I did 15 rows of ribbing at the top. Fits in perfect. So I will be making same sock for him again. I also was able to, now that it's cooler, I don't know what came over me, but I was like, I want to work on my crochet blanket. So, if you haven't tuned in before, if this is like your first time watching, I have this massive crochet blanket that I've been working on for years. And I seem to only work on it when it's cold out because I don't, you know, you don't want a bunch of wool sitting on you when it's warm. So I bought at one of these expo things, a couple years ago, I bought 6 giant skeins of this natural colored merino 2-ply yarn. And, I mean, these skeins are huge. They're the size of my face. Literally the size of my head. Size of my head. And I have no idea what the yardage is on this. It's, like, ridiculous. But I bought 6 of them. I've already gone through 2 of them. I have 4 left. Yeah, I have 4 left. And a bit. Because I have a couple balls this size in my basket. So here's what it looks like in a ball. And I am crocheting a queen size for my bed blanket of granny squares. And I'm joining them as I go. So I don't have to seam it all together because I would never, if I had to seam this together, I would never do it. I would have 1/8 of the squares done, and then they would just sit there. They would never get done. So I started row 4 this last week. And, you know, I'm joining them as I go. And what I like about Join As You Go is it's, like, super sturdy. I mean, like, this is not ever going to come apart ever. This will last forever, you know. And for those of you that don't know how to join as you go, you crochet the square. You know, you do round 1, you do round 2, you do round 3, and then you do, here's the end here. So I do round 4 up until this point, and then you slip stitch them. Like, here's a slip stitch. So I would then do a slip stitch, and then crochet, well, this is double crochet. So double crochet 3 in the corner, and then slip stitch here together, and then do your 2 double crochet here, and then slip stitch here, and then do your 2 double crochet, and then slip stitch here, and then do your 2 double crochet, and then slip stitch here, and then do your 3 double crochet, and then in the corners where the 4 are joined, just to make sure that it's super secure and not gappy, I kind of weave my hook under here and then under here, and then slip stitch all of this together so that it's all really well connected. And then, you know, you just keep going like that. And then when it gets to the end here, then you just do this bit and then join and then weave in your ends. So I have 0 ends to weave in because when I get to the end, I just snip it, put it on a needle, slip it through, and you know, it's okay if it has the little blip there because you're going to be covering it anyways. And then I weave in all my ends. And then I just go on to the next square. And if I want to just get the squares ready to join, so if I want to crochet the first 3 rounds and get them ready for the 4th round, which is the joining round, I have several balls of this yarn in the basket. I think I have 3 going. So I can get 3 squares ready to join in a row, and then I can just go and connect them and join them into the blanket. You also can make stacks of them with the first 3 rounds completed. You know, pull the tail through and snip it, and then just rejoin your yarn for the 4th round, for the joining round, and then crochet them into the blanket. Because I know that I know some people work faster if they just make stacks of the squares, but sewing them in just takes forever. And I know a lot of people don't like the look of this seaming. I understand that. But I like it. I think it looks kind of quilted, and it doesn't bother me. And especially with something like this, like when this is finished, it's going to look like that anyways. So, and I know that doing it this way, slip stitching it all together, is going to be much more sturdy than if I were to sew them together, because my seaming is just not what it should be. Yeah, so I think I did 10 or 12 squares this week, which is really good. And I timed it. It takes me about 8 minutes to do a square and get it in. And we've been watching Daredevil on Netflix. So, so I like action superhero-y kind of things a lot. But if it's too suspenseful or intense, I get like anxiety about it. So doing something like this is really, really good for shows like that, because I get like about certain things, and that helps me to be able to enjoy the show, because I can just concentrate on my crochet or my knitting while watching. Yeah, so that's my blanket. I also have knit a fair amount on my featherweight cardigan. I put it on last night, and it is at my hip. So, not too much fur. I mean, you know, I'm still on my 2nd ball of yarn, which isn't too bad. Maybe it's not at my hip. Maybe it's at my waist. I think it's at my waist. I think I fit just now. But there it is. Oh, wait, hold on. There. There's that. Where's the progress keeper? Here we go. There's how much I did this week. This is like so fiddly to hold up and show. I had it all folded, and then for some reason it didn't stay folded. There we go. And I'm knitting this. I'll say it again, because reasons. I'm knitting this. This is what's left of my 2nd skein. It's about halfway gone, I think. It's the Abuelita lace weight. It's like a heavy lace. Light fingering is about what it is. Merino singles. It's a singles. And you can kind of see it's getting a little fuzzed just from being in the bag. But it's not bad or anything. I really am enjoying the fabric that this is giving me. And the drape on it is really nice. I know that I'm just going to love this to death. And I like the pattern. It's so easy. It's just such a nice, easy knit. And the fit is perfect for me. The fit is perfect. I like it so much that I have plans to knit another one. And you'll see later what I'm going to knit it out of. But yeah, I'm still on my second ball. So I should finish the body of it with that second ball. And then, fuzz on my lips with my lip balm. Not good. And then I'll use the third ball for the rest of it, I think. And then the other thing I'm working on is I started an Olivia shawl for myself. And Olivia got her package, so I'm going to show this because she got her package, so she got her shawl, so she knows what it looks like now. I have my my little chihuahuas, DPN Cozy. He looks so sophisticated. We should name him, huh? What should his name be? Stanford? He just looks like, yes, so now? What's going on now? He's so funny. Okay. So, I just finished my second repeat of the shawl. And this is really bad because you can see the lighting through the back of it. But maybe that's better. There we go. So you can kind of see the lace on it. And I'm knitting this out of a lace weight. I'll show you the yarn in a second. It's a merino. It's a high twist merino. It's really springy, and it's a tonal. There's kind of these underdyed parts that are kind of popping up white-ish, lighter. It's really pretty. I really like it. I bought the yarn to knit this shawl for my mom, and she said she didn't like the yarn. So I decided I'm going to keep it for myself. But she's probably going to see it finished and then decide that she wants it. And then I'm going to give it to her because I can't say no to my mom. But this yarn is just so springy. I love it. Here, watch. So nice and springy, and it's a nice high twist. It is a brand by my local yarn shop. It's their own private label. But I have it on good authority that it is the same base as the Araucania worsted lace, and they purchase it from them and then dye it their own colorways. So it's the same yarn. So if you like the yarn and you obviously can't get it because it's here in Chile, but you can get Araucania. They are available all over. So that's my Olivia. I'll probably finish it this week and then block it. I wanted to get her done before I went to Materia Prima today so I could wear her, but it didn't happen. And I wasn't going to, like, you know, kill myself to get it done. But that's okay. Whatever. I'm so chilled and relaxed today. I don't know why. It's like the end of the lunch rush because it's around 3 o'clock, and you can hear all the people who are angry sitting in traffic honking like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Yeah, so that's all I have in terms of like works in progress, finished pieces. I haven't been spinning because I got a pinched nerve in my back. And pinched nerves plus spindling does not a happy Nina make. So I've been avoiding that. And I have been knitting, but also because of that, I get like this weird tingly thing in my hand, in my arm, if I knit for too long in the same position. So that's why my knitting has been kind of slowed down this week. But that's okay. I'm okay with that because I don't have any deadlines for anything, and I can just like relax and enjoy it. And I think that's kind of why I decided to like pick up the crochet blanket again, because I can, it's so bizarre crocheting when you haven't done it for a while, and you know, holding the hook and the yarn in the other hand, and it's just so weird. But I was really enjoying it. Okay, so while my husband was in the States, I of course placed a yarn order and had it sent to the hotel so he could bring it back for me. So I'm going to show you all the lovely things that I acquired in the last well, today that I bought today, and then also over the last couple weeks. So I do have crinklies. There's crinkly bags, and then later when I talk about the snacks, there will be lots of crinkly bags because the snacks are in plastic bags. But that's okay. Okay, so let's talk about. I'll talk about this first because it's on top. So I ordered from Webs. That's who I ordered from. I've ordered from Webs in the past, and I've been really happy with the customer service and the selection that they've had, and their prices are really great. And they had a sale on for April. So I decided to order stuff. So the first thing I ordered was a braid of fiber. Okay, also, with all of these things that you are about to see, they are like totally not typical Nina colors. Well, some of the fiber I bought today is, but like the yarn, not what you normally would see me buying. So normally I love like neutrals and jewel tones and saturated shades, but more earthy shades, you know, mustards, jade, teals, but the deeper teals, blues. I like shades of blue. But like this is when I bought this was like this yarn outside my comfort zone. These like muted, not quite pastel. I mean, there's some pastel blue in there, but like, you know, just not. I bought it because of that. But what you're about to see today is like, woohoo, hello. Why did Nina buy that? But that's why I bought it, because it's not the normal, oh, you can't see my stash back there. It's not the normal gray, oatmeal, red, heather that's in my stash. It's like not anything like that. Okay. So this is some gorgeous BFL, and it says nylon sparkle, but I'm pretty sure it's Firestar because of the way it's dyed up. Sparkle and fiber, not usually my bag, but I took a gamble because it was on sale, and I'm so happy with this braid of fiber. Very jewel toned. The camera's washing it out a little bit. It's more, there we go, it's more like that. Like these colors down in here. And look how pretty this sparkle is. It's very subtle. And it's running all throughout. There's the tag. There's no way I'd even try to say that because I totally would butcher that. So 70% BFL, 30% nylon sparkle. So soft. It feels so soft. Smells a tad sheepy. But that's good because I know it hasn't been over processed. And then there's the back. And I'm planning to spin this, but I'm saving it for my wheel. And when I got it, I just tried to draft out a little bit, and it drafts out so nice without me even trying to, like, look at that. It's like, I know it's going to be heaven to spin. I know it. Ah! It's like little pieces of heaven. It's like fluffy cloud of fiber. It's so beautiful. Okay, so I got that. And then I got some, because we all know how much I love lace weight, because I need more lace weight in my life, right? I got some Sweet Georgia merino silk lace. 50% merino, 50% lace, 765 yards a skein, 100 grams. And this one is boysenberry. And that's pretty accurate. There, that's better. The light's better like here, it's more sheltered. It's getting a little fuzzy already just from being shipped. So I know that this is going to pill like a mother. I know it's going to get total fuzzballed. So, and I know this is going to end up being a shawl. I know it. I just know it. But how beautiful is that? It's like super squish. Super fine. I mean, it's beautiful. There. So you can see straight. And then in the same base but different color, this is the birch color. And it's like a cream color that has this streak of like a taupey silvery gray kind of running through it. Just like a birch tree. And it has this really beautiful sheen and lovely. So I wanted to try that. So I got some of that. And then I got, I've never worked with any Malabrigo before. So I figured perfect chance to try some Malabrigo. So I ordered some Malabrigo lace. Surprise, surprise. And lavanda, which is lavender. And the picture, here's the other tag. The picture on Webs had it this, it was showing it as like this shade. This kind of lavender shade as the whole skein. But tonal, you know. So I thought, oh, how perfect, how pretty. Like a gray lavender, right? So I got two, and I don't know if you saw, 100% baby merino, 50 grams of skein, 470 yards, non-superwash. Okay, so I got two skeins, so I got 100 grams. They were on sale. And so I have 900, I have over 900 yards. So, this will end up being a shawl. And it's a singles. But it ended up being like a variegated kind of, you know. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. They just, if batches came in like this, Webs just should have taken new pictures so that so that everybody like me didn't think that they were getting skeins like this. Because I looked and it looked like the old colorway was all solids, and then now they're dyeing them up variegated tonals like this. But Webs didn't update their swatches. But yeah, so pretty, so soft. And the reason I got this one is because it's a lot like the Abuelita lace that I love knitting with. So I just kind of wanted to try something that was similar but a different brand in case I can't get the Abuelita anymore. And this is a similar price point, and it's a similar yarn, and it feels the same. And this also is available like everywhere else in the world. So, and I can order from Webs, and it gets here fast, and the shipping isn't like outrageous for getting here. So I got that, and then I got 4 packs of my favorite stitch markers. I was going to get 2, and then my husband goes, why don't you just get more because they're your favorites? So these are the Clover, the stitch markers, the flexible ones that are bendy, and they're slightly, they're not rubbery, but they have like a nice soft touch texture on them. And I like it because as you're knitting, you know, you can very easily pass them from needle to needle without it being like a hard ring of plastic that's hard to maneuver. And when I knit, I also use the stitch markers, like I put my thumb on it and I use it to like move the yarn around. And when I do that with a hard plastic stitch marker, it hurts my thumb. But not with these. And I'm really good. I do not lose my stitch markers. I know a lot of people, like, they just, like, disappear. Like, little elves come in to an ocean bag at night and, like, eat them or something. I think I've only lost, like, maybe a few in the couple years that I've had them. But my problem is that, you know, as you get more experienced, I knit more and more complicated lace designs, and you need more and more markers. And so I only had 1 pack of these, and I like using different colors for different things. So, like, the green ones will mark the increases, where the purple ones will mark the repeats, kind of things. And so, if that's the case, and it's a complicated pattern, I might need 2 packages in order to do a shawl. Especially towards the end, where you have, you know, 50 repeats on a side or whatever. So I got 4 of those. And then I got another magnet set because I use I have one of these. This one's from Knit Picks. But I use one of these, I won't show you the chart inside because it's my pattern, but it's one of these magnetic boards for holding patterns. And it's magnetic, you know, and you put your paper in it, and then you can put these magnets on like this, and then you move them up and down, and they help to hold your place on the line on the chart where you are. And what's nice is that when you're done, you just close it up like this, and you don't have like your post-it flying off anywhere or anything like that, you know, and it keeps your place for you, just like that. See? Everything's right in place. And sometimes, the reason I need an extra set is because sometimes I have a pattern that uses 2 charts. And if that's the case, then that way I can have them both in here at the same time. Extra chart set. Okay, so that's what I ordered from Webs. Malabrigo, Sweet Georgia, fiber. Okay, what I got today, are you ready for it? Okay, so we'll start with the fiber. So Materia Prima. Okay, so it was a total handcraft fair, and they had everything from Fimo clay and molds for hand making, dolls, to supplies for decorating cakes, to yarn and fiber, to fabric, to looms. Oh my god, so many looms. So many looms. There was lots of needle felting stuff, lots of embroidery stuff. But here, embroidery is different than embroidery that you would think of in other places. Here, embroidery is more like cross-stitch, different stitches, but they use thick, heavy plastic fabric like you would use for a cross-stitch type thing. Just lots and lots of handcrafts. And I didn't go to Materia Prima last year because I didn't go for whatever reason. And I didn't know what to expect this year while going. So, I didn't know if I'd go and there'd be like yarn everywhere, or if I'd go and there'd be like one lone, solitary, pathetic booth with yarn. The first year that I had moved here, I did go to Paola, which is put on by like the publication I showed last week, I believe, with the knitting patterns. They put on like a fiber works expo. That's kind of like the same thing, but it's all fiber related things. So spinning, yarn, knitting, crochet, that kind of thing. And I went 2 years ago for that. But so for this time around, I didn't know what to expect. And I kind of went in not expecting a lot because I knew it was going to be a multitude of crafts. And there was probably only 4 booths that had the type of thing that I was looking for. And I only ended up buying from 2 booths. And one of them, I ended up buying from a lady that I had actually emailed with before and had intended to buy her fiber already. And I didn't know she was going to be there today. So when I saw her booth, I was like, oh, it's you! It's so funny. And so I was like, oh, I'll just buy from you today instead. So what I got was, okay, so here's, just for purposes of you knowing who it is. There's her bag. And she acquires her fiber from the South. And, okay, so in the South, all the sheep, for the most part, are grass-fed. And in the North, all the sheep, most of the sheep, are fed on feed because there isn't a whole ton of grazing land for them. Because in the North, it's mostly desert. And so down South, it's all like lush and rainy and Patagonia, So, so the quality of the fiber from the animals that live down South is generally a better fiber because they're grass-fed, they're outdoors more, and it's just a happier type animal. Okay, so this fiber from this shearing and this mix, so it changes a little bit each time because it depends on how much she can get of what. But this is I asked her, and she said it's 40% merino, 60% Corriedale is the mix. And so I bought, each little braid is 80 grams, which seems to be about normal here. I haven't seen anything that's a full 100 grams of fiber. Everything is like 80 grams. Okay, so, and she dyes this herself. So this is like, I got these tonal greens. Has some nice little sage, kind of sagey green areas and some darker greens. So 2 of those. And then I got 2 of these, and it's like a navy blue. There we go. Navy blue and like this kind of greeny gray and like teal. I don't know if you can see the teal in there. There's like spots of teal. So I got 2 of those. And then I got 2 of these. And they are like what the Malabrigo Lavanda I thought was going to be. Like a purpley, taupey. There, that's true to color. And my idea is to spin these, use these as practice when I get my wheel. Because they are very inexpensive, and I won't feel like I didn't get the spin, the end result I wanted to out of something like this, maybe, when I first get my wheel. Because I'm not the type of person that feels like, oh, I ruined it, you know what I mean? Like, but I might not be 100% satisfied with the end result. But with something like this, she's local, and I can email her and be like, hi, remember me? Yeah, I want more of these. And she'll send them to me, no problem. And then B, I know that this isn't like a one-of-a-kind braid of fiber that I maybe didn't do justice by, you know? Okay. Oh, so funny, before I show you the other ones. Okay, so last week when my husband was gone, it was just me and my mother-in-law here. Okay, and she thinks that her English, like, isn't that great. And she was really worried about us just being here by ourselves. But we got along swimmingly, and it was really fun. I had a really great time with her. And she's so hilarious because she totally will, like, secretly, like, look up things online and then, like, email them, like, things that she knows I like. So she was looking for fiber for me online here in Chile. And she found this lady. And she was like, oh, Nina, come here, look at the computer, like, look what I found for you. And sorry, wool in my mouth. I'm going to have to just eat it because there's no way I'm going to find it in there. Okay, so she's like, look what I found for you. And we're scrolling through the colors, and she's so excited. And I thought it looked so good and so pretty. Like, the colors are really pretty because they're really nice tonal shades. And I said, oh, could you email her and see what breed the wool is, what breed sheep the wool is from. And she said, yeah. She was like so excited that she could email her and do research for me and things like that. So she did, and the lady got back to us, and she told me the mix, and I said, oh, that's great. And I guess Delia, my mother-in-law, told her, you know, oh, I'm emailing for my daughter-in-law who doesn't speak Spanish, and this is what she's asking, and la la la. So when we got to the booth today, Guille was sitting there, And she was talking to him when I was digging through boxes of wool, and she goes, "Oh, Delia emailed for you." And I was like, yeah. So it's so funny because she remembered me. She remembered my request. And so now she put a face to the name. And so now she knows me and I know her. So now we'll remember each other. Okay. So I also got a purple one. I got a tealy one. And I got one that's like a rosy, it's not rosy, shades that you'd find like in a rose bush. So there's like these greens that are like leafy greens, and then there's these like browns that are like what would be like the stems, and then these like really pretty, vibrant, this is showing up more orange. It's really more of like a pinky red. And then pops of white and pink in there too. So here's what I want to do. This will be spun and then chain plied to keep the colors separated the way that it's dyed. This will be spun as a single and probably kept as a single so that I can ply it with something else. Same thing with this. But, I mean, like, these colors would go great with this because they're all in this same tealy color is in there with the navy blue and that taupey color and stuff like that. So I love these. I love them. Okay. So that's my fiber purchase from today. Let me just throw them all in here. Otherwise it's just going to be a big mess. Okay. Then I bought some yarn. Okay. So, woo! Hi! Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you all over the place. Okay. Then I bought some yarn. So, the yarn I bought is very crazy. When I saw it, I wanted it immediately. And I immediately knew what I was going to do with it. And that's unusual. Some of it I'm going to stash because it's not yarn that I see here in Chile often. It's the kind of thing I'd only buy it here, like at an expo or something. And so I'm okay with it, stashing it or it sitting there for a couple months or a year even, because I only have the chance to buy it once a year. Or if I were to go to the States or something like that. Because really, the price that this was not expensive at all. So we'll do the cotton first. So cotton is hard to find here, especially dyed like this. Oh my goodness. I saw this and was like, I have to have a summer tank top made out of this. I'll open it. So very short repeats, but it's such a pretty color. The colors are so darn gorgeous. It's kind of washing it out. There we go. So kind of like hot coral, hot orangey red, Pepto-Bismol pink, corally red, this like marigold colors, and then the natural color cotton. I love it. I think it's like so pretty. And no yardage on any of this yarn. They have no idea. But it's 150 grams in the skein. And so I thought, oh, it's fingering weight about, right? I mean, like, it's fingering weight. So I thought 150 grams, fingering weight. Geez, I don't know. This could be close to 600 yards, 700 yards, maybe 800 yards. I have no idea how much is in this. But I thought a tank top, 1.5 of these, 2 at most. Oh gosh, not more than 2, obviously. So I bought 3. It was so cheap. How could I not? How could I not? How could I not? I'll probably use 1.5 for a tank top. That's what I thought. I'll use 1.5 for a tank top, and then I'll have 1.5 to use for something else. And the cotton's really nice. Cotton can sometimes be a little scratchy, and it's not. It's super soft. I love it. And all 3 skeins are really similar. I didn't open them up. I usually open them up. But I held them all up, and all of the dye looks equally saturated and stuff like that. But the variegation is so everywhere, you know, that it's not as important to me. So I got those. And then I was like, oh, hot pink. Oh, look at that coral and stuff. And I was like, oh, cotton, because you don't see cotton here, like I said. So I was like, I need something for a summer sweater, because I'm knitting the featherweight, and I'm really liking it. And I'm like, oh, I could knit one with cotton, right? And it'd be so pretty. It'd be so pretty. So I saw this and was like, holy cow. Oh my gosh. Look at that. And I was like, I could wear them together. It'd be crazy. So I walked up and I felt it, and I immediately knew it wasn't just cotton. It felt like cotton and silk. And it's shiny. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's super shiny. And then the gal who was working the booth said, that's cotton and silk. And I went like this, and I could smell the silk. You know how you can smell silk? Like silk just has that smell. Because I didn't want it to be like cotton and some kind of acrylic in there. Like cotton and nylon or something. I wanted it to really be silk. So I was testing. And it does smell like silk. Because like this is cotton and silk. And it doesn't feel the same. But this must have a higher silk content. But it smells the same. It has the same smell. So I got, you're going to laugh at me so hard. This one I need to rewrap. Actually, they're all kind of coming unwrapped. I bought 4 of them. They were so, like, I hate the word cheap, because cheap implies that it's poorly made or not of good quality. But this is really great. And it's like hot pink. It is like neon pink. So I have 4 skeins of that. Again, 150 grams. And it's one of those chained yarns. Like what's the Quince and Company? The Quince and Company one, that's the linen, their linen. I think it's done like this. But I'm probably, Quince and Co. has that that tank top pattern that was written for their linen. And I think I'm going to use that pattern for this. This crazy. I don't know what came over me, but I love it. I'm in love with this, and I'm in love with this. So this will probably be a featherweight or some other cardigan, silk and cotton cardigan for summer. And then this will be a tank top. I love it. Okay, and then I got, put these in here. Crinkle Fest. Okay, and then I got these. What is with me buying things that I don't normally buy? And And they're kind of speckled a little bit. The speckling isn't showing up as much on camera as it really is in skein. But, like, you can see some there, and there's more speckling there. And I just thought, how pretty is that? There. That, like, periwinkle blue and that purple. Oh my goodness! And this yarn is the same yarn that I'm knitting my Olivia out of. I asked the gal at the booth, and she said that they buy the stock yarn from Araucania and then dye it themselves. So I've knit with this yarn before. I have lots of this yarn over there in my stash. And I know that this yarn is 420 yards to skein. So even though it wasn't labeled, I weighed it so I could make sure that the skeins weren't shorted. And they weren't. One was like 98 grams, but I'm okay with that. And then the other one, this one was like 103, so it evens out. So I have like 800 and something yards between the two of these. And then I saw this and was like, holy cow, again, what is this? What is going on with me and the pink? What's with me and the pink? And then my nails. And then my nails are pink. Matchy matchy, hello. So this again has the hot pink. And then like this kind of corally shade. And then this kind of minky brown. This warm minky brown. Oh, it's so pretty. And I have one skein, again, this same base from Araucania. That's this warm minky brown. The same color. And I think I'm going to use this and the brown and do a daybreak shawl. I think it's a daybreak shawl. Because I've been wanting to do one, and they look better with striped, you know, and one of the stripes. It just looks better if it's striped and one of the stripes is like a variegated yarn. But I never have any variegated yarn because I don't tend to like it necessarily. I just don't knit with it as I'm wearing something that Nina, silly Nina. But I saw this and was like, yes, please. Oh my goodness, what is getting into me? Crazy, right? So that's what I bought. Went a little nuts, so okay, I think we have time to talk about some snacks. Okay, so I was considering breaking this into 2 videos and doing just a video for all my loot and then doing a video for everything else. But I think I'll put it all together and just have like one long video. Okay. Okay, so I thought I would show you guys some snack food. Snack food? What? Okay. Some snacks. I thought I'd show you guys some snacks and milk and how milk is sold and stored here in Chile. Because y'all have you wanted to hear more about Chile, but nobody's asked like specific questions, and so it's really difficult for me to just like come up with things to talk about. So I thought this would be interesting and funny for you guys to hear and see. Okay, so I'm from the States originally, and in the States we have fresh milk. And I mean, it's pasteurized, but it's kept refrigerated and you need to keep it refrigerated. And it comes in like these big white or clear plastic jugs, or in cartons, and in a big, refrigerated section, and you go through and you pick it out and stuff. And so when I moved here and I walked down the refrigerated section in the market, and it's full, the whole aisle, the entire aisle is all yogurt. And it's yogurt on one side and butter and margarine on the other. And there's there's a little section with fresh juices and cream cheese and stuff. And I'm like, where's the milk? Where's the milk? And so I turned to Guy and I'm like, Guy, where's the milk? And so he goes, oh, it's on the next aisle. And I go, oh, okay. So we turn the next aisle, and it's a regular aisle, and it's not refrigerated. And I was like, what's going on here? Because on one side of the aisle is all cereal, like boxes of cereal, which is normal, right? Like cereal boxes. And then the other side is cartons of milk. And I had a panic attack. So here in Chile, the milk is, pasteurized and stabilized, and then put into cartons and sealed. And they're all sealed. It has like one of those pop top things on it. And they just sit in the pantry. And I think it's a liter. Yeah, it's a liter. And this is the semi descremada. That's like low fat. That would be the equivalent of low fat milk. And so we buy like maybe 3 or 4. Well, in the summer when we're drinking iced coffee a lot, we'll go through these a lot. So we might buy 6 or 7 of these a week. But in the winter when we're not drinking milk so much and we're only using it, like these big ones, when we're only using them for baking or for like making like cream of wheat kind of stuff, like arroz con leche, that kind of thing, we'll probably go through 3 of these a week. And when you open them, they go in the fridge. Or when you want your milk cold, they go in the fridge. I know. It's bizarre, right? And I know in Canada, Canada milk comes in bags, like plastic bags. And here, it's very common to get your yogurt in a bag. Like if you want a large quantity of yogurt, instead of just getting like a big tub of yogurt, it comes in a bag. And you'd cut the tip off and use it that way. Yeah. But little, if you want a smaller amount of milk, then it comes in a little carton. So this is whole milk, leche entera. And this is what we use for our coffee. So I love half and half in my coffee, but there's no half and half here. So when I'm in Chile, I put whole milk in my coffee instead. And what we do is, over the years, I've concocted my perfect Chilean coffee recipe, and I use about half a carton for each cup or each mug of milk, and you flip the little top, and you go like that, so the carton is kind of open, and then you just take scissors or kitchen shears and cut the tip off, and then you just squeeze it out into your coffee. Okay, so it kind of freaks me out if the milk is not refrigerated. So I will not drink the milk if it's not refrigerated, even if it's going into my coffee and it's just going to get warmed up again. So I'll buy it from the store, and it'll sit in the pantry until it's needed. And then when the coffee milk, I just call it coffee milk because it's whole milk in the little containers. So when the milk is out, then I take, these comes in six packs. Then I take the 6-pack of coffee milk and I put it in the fridge. And then I take a carton out in the morning and make the coffee. Guille's mom doesn't drink coffee. It's just like we drink coffee. So it's perfect. 2 cups of coffee in the morning, 1 carton of milk, and then the carton goes in the recycling or in the trash when we're done with it. And it has a little straw on it because this is like what you send to school with your kids in the morning. And these come in other flavors also. I've seen vanilla, strawberry, chocolate. I've seen banana. I've seen coffee, cappuccino flavored milk. So funny. And then also cream. Cooking cream. This does not whip because of the stabilizers or whatever that are in it to box it. It doesn't whip. But you can get fresh cream. It comes in a bag, a big old plastic bag. And I guess maybe it whips. The picture says it whips, but I've never gotten it to whip on my electric mixer. Or if it whips, it's like a very soft peaks. It never really whips like what you want whipped cream to be like. And you can get fresh cream. The grocery store doesn't always have it. But I've been able to get fresh cream in a bag, yeah. And sometimes I make butter. I know I'm weird. Sometimes I make butter, or I'll mix the cream with milk and make my own half and half. It doesn't taste the same though. It's like, I don't know. I'd rather just have whole milk in my coffee because it's not like real half and half. But yeah, so that's how milk here in Chile is bought and stored and distributed. I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. So now I have some snacks, like snack food, that we eat kind of on the regular. In the house we cook pretty healthy, but sometimes we get really snacky. And I think I mentioned this before. Guille will like eat all of his snacks, like he'll eat a whole bag of snacks. Like this whole bag of chips he'll eat like, oh, this is a small bag of chips. Okay, if this was a bigger bag of chips, he'd eat like all in one sitting. But I will like eat half of it and then save half for like another time, kind of thing. I guess I actually eat like the suggested portions. But he likes to just scarf them all. So it's kind of funny because we have our little snack bin over there. You could probably see it. And just because we're lazy and I don't want to have to like get up and walk all the way to the kitchen and the pantry to get some snacks, like if we're watching something on Netflix or whatever. And so like at the end of the week, I'll still have some of my snacks in the snack bin, and all of his snacks will be depleted. It's kind of funny. Okay, so here are some. So I just grabbed some. We just went to the market yesterday, and I bought some of these so I could show you guys because I thought it'd be fun. And some of these are ones that like we eat all the time. Actually, all of these are ones that we eat all the time. But I don't eat them like every day. I guess is my point. I don't eat tons of junk food. Okay. So these are Lay's, just potato chips. And here you'd say papas fritas. But you'd say papas fritas for like potato chips or french fries. Or any kind of potato thing that's fried. And these are corte americano because they're crinkle cut. And the Lays here are not as salty and more greasy. But the bag looks the same. Okay, so next, it's very common to have little itty bitty bags of cereal to like give to your kid to take to school with them or just to snack on, and they're pretty inexpensive. So like if a box of cereal is like say 2,500 pesos, a little bag of cereal is like 200 or 300 pesos. So it's like, it's really easy to just grab a bag of cereal and put it in your purse if you know you're going to be out somewhere and you might get hangry or you just want like a little snack. So this is a very popular cereal here. It's a chocolate one called Chocapic. And it's like, it'd be like Cocoa Puffs, but they're not puffy balls. They're just like a piece, like a shell, like a little wedgie shell. And the cartoon characters on the packaging like crack me up. All the cereal has cartoon characters. I mean, all, you know, cereal like this has cartoon characters. Next time maybe I'll try to get a package of Frosted Flakes from here because they're called Zucaritas, and Tony the Tiger is always playing soccer, and they're really funny. Yeah, so these are them. And my mom, when she came to Chile to visit, she tried these and she really loved them. So now whenever she comes to visit, she goes home with like 7 boxes of these in her suitcase. I'm not kidding. It's hilarious. It's really funny. I'm surprised Customs hasn't stopped her and like tried to take her cereal away. But then she rations them throughout the year. Okay, then there are Morocha. And these are like little cookies, and they're covered in chocolate. And the cookies are, they're kind of like a shortbready cookie, but the cookies are really small. Here, I'll open it. Sorry, the crinkling. Sorry, not sorry. And they're covered in a milk chocolate. Here, I'll bite one. They're almost like a Nilla wafer, if you're from the States and know what Nilla wafers are. I'll finish this bag later. But those are good. And then there are also, this isn't a big bag. I'll open it and show you guys. So a lot of times you can get, oh my god, maybe, okay, I won't open it. It'll take forever. So these are negritas. And these are kind of like, okay, well first off, there's like 10 packages of cookies in here. And this is very common. They sell the individual packages by themselves at like a newspaper stand or whatever. Or you can go to the market and get like a big old bag of them. And then the cookie themselves are, it's a vanilla sandwich cookie with vanilla cream in the middle. And the cream in the middle is more vanilla than like an Oreo cream. And then the whole thing's covered in chocolate. They're really good. So those are those. And then there are ramitas. Yeah, I'm saying that right. Evercrisp. And these are, I'll open these two for you because these are kind of weird. So, okay, here they have like, okay, they have lots of flavored chips, you know, lots of flavored snacks. But they have a lot of like meat flavored snacks. And I know that sounds really bizarre, but in the States doesn't happen so much. But here, like these, okay, it's gonna sound weird, but here, these are flavored like hamburgers. And, but when I eat these, I don't taste hamburgers. Like, they kind of, to me, they taste like barbecue. But, like, I guess I can smell, like, you can smell, like, the onion and the tomato. I guess that's why it tastes to me barbecue-y. But you can't taste, like, meat. Okay, and what they are, I don't know if you could see in there. They're not like French fries. They're like these little crackers. See that? And they're like flavored, like, yeah, they're like a little cracker. They're almost like, you know those little salad crackers that you would get? Or like an oyster cracker? That's what they're like. Only they're, you know, long. Like a French fry. I think they're trying to make it look like a French fry, but it's a cracker. But they taste really good. But, okay, so this is like, see the size difference? And there's just no way I'm going to eat this whole thing in one go. You know, it's like full up to here. And it's really heavy. I'd probably eat like, I don't know, 40 of these little matchsticks, right? And then I'd be like, okay, I'm done. And I'd wrap it up. My husband ate the whole bag the other day, and I was like, what? Okay, yeah. So there's these. But I've seen like steak flavored potato chips. Like Lay's has carne potato chips. And stuff like that. I'll wrap that up later. Okay. And then my favorite Chilean candy. And, okay, so those of you who've gotten packages from me before, you have gotten these in your package. And I like sending these because they're just so yummy. They're, like, delicious. They're my favorite. Super Ocho. They're made by Nestle. And, I'll open it and eat one because I kind of want one now. They are a wafer. They're kind of like a Kit Kat, but a Kit Kat is like really dense. This is not dense. This is really airy. So it's really big. And it's covered in chocolate. It's a wafer cookie covered in chocolate. And in between the wafers, there's like, I think it's supposed to be like a dulce de leche manjar cream in between the wafers. It doesn't say what it's supposed to be in between. But I love it. It's so yummy. And crunchy. And I don't usually like chocolates or sweets, but sometimes if we're out on the street running errands and I'm like getting hangry and they have a Snickers or they have one of these, I'd rather have one of these. It's so good. Yeah, there's a better look at the wafers. Yeah, so I like sending these in packages. And I haven't had anybody complain that they have arrived smushed or broken or crushed. So that says a lot for the Postal Service or my packing skills, that they've shown up okay. That's the last bite I'll take. But that's my favorite. Super Ocho. But it's funny because here you'll see some words in English and some words in Spanish. And some words like total Spanglish. It's kind of just funny. Okay, so those are the snacks. I wish I could get these Negritos open so you could see those. Oh, I just opened the bag. Okay, so here's what I have all these snacks open. My husband's going to come in and say, "What are you doing?" Here's what the package looks like. Here we are, 20 minutes talking just about cookies and chips. Okay. And here's the little cookie. It's like this really pretty kind of like filigree. Oh, it's upside down. There we go. Yeah. And this is more of like this is covered in more of like a dark chocolate than a milk chocolate. I mean, it's not dark chocolate, you know, but it's not like a milky milk chocolate like the Super Ochos. Okay, I'll give that to my husband. So, chocolate latte. So I hope that was fun. You guys seeing my crazy Chilean milk. So, yeah. Long episode because I got carried away with the snackies. But one more thing before I go. I wanted to say thank you to everybody who has had such sweet, kind words to say about the Olivia shawl. I don't think I said the name of my shawl design last week because I kind of wanted it to be a surprise. But Olivia got her package, so I can say it now. About my shawl design, the Olivia shawl. You guys have just been so sweet and so lovely about it, and I've had some people ask about the yardage and how much yarn it takes and stuff because you're so excited for the pattern to come out. You want to have your yarn ready when the pattern's released so that you can just get right into it, and that just makes me so happy and really makes me so excited about it because, you know, you never know, like, okay, I'll put the pattern out there and no one's going to download it. So I'm so happy that you guys, the response has been really heartwarming for me. So thank you for that. And thank you for my test knitters who are knitting it up for me. They're turning out beautifully, and it's just making me so excited because to see their beautiful work. So yeah, so that should be coming out soon as the test knitters are done. I have a few tweaks I'm going to make to it, and I'm going to finish drawing up the schematic, and then it should be out. So I'm thinking like first, second week in May, the pattern should be out. But of course, I'll let you guys know when that is done. And then I have a couple more patterns that I'm thinking about. I'm like tossing the ideas around and drawing stuff up and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think that's that. You guys are always so sweet. I love hearing from you. So keep messaging me, keep PMing me on Ravelry, and please, if you are on Ravelry and you haven't joined the group yet, come on in and join the group, and feel free to start up threads and chit chat. I started a thread for spinners so we could see some hand spun out there. As soon as I get my new, whatever is on my spindle right now, plied, I will throw that up there in the thread. Hopefully that will be this week because my back is feeling a little bit better. So, yeah. I'm so excited for stuff that's going on. I'm so happy that you all have had such a good week. And then, ooh, someone got so excited about that. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully construction behaves and it doesn't, like, I don't have to wait till the weekend in the morning to film. Hopefully I can, film during the week, which is what I like to do. So, yeah. So, you can find me on Instagram as NLaFontaine, and you can find me on Ravelry as Fuzzy Love Knots, and you can find the group on Ravelry as Fuzzy Love Knots also. I think that's it, guys. Have a good week, and happy knitting!